Hello one, hello all, hello each and every of you. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Betty, for the $10 tip. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for coming to the show. And don't think that I don't know who you are. Oh yes, we're rocking. We had Blue's Kitchen a couple days ago. I made some chocolate chip cookies, which are now en route to the most awesome daughter in the world. And they were really good. Wish I could have shared it with you guys. That was a fun little stream. We did some slide blues guitar, but as the title says, we are now back to our regularly scheduled metal, obscure mysticism cults. Let's get those Friday riffs. Friday riffs might become a thing. You may have started a thing there. We are doing our Friday riffs. Friday riffs are kind of fun. Doc, welcome. Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you as well, sir. Thanks for being here. Everyone out there, if you're just watching, thank you much. I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. Today we are playing my 62nd album. This one is called Spider. There's actually a really good reason why I chose to do this particular album today. It's because I didn't have to do any work to get it going. It was all ready to go and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to set up an album to do a show. So I just went, which ones are already ready to go? Spider, there we go. I think I'm going to do Hard 6 next week. That one needs some prep work to be show ready. I haven't played that one in quite a while, and I've really been wanting to play In the Crosshairs. This nice slow piece on there. And so that I think I'm going to set Hard 6 up for next week. That's my 59th album. Have to leave for work soon. Thought I'd drop in and then drop my pants. Well, you have dropped in. Whether or not you've dropped your pants is unknown to us. We will have to take your word on that. I am willing to take your word on that. And I hope that you're having a good time with it. That's the important thing. If you're going to drop your pants, may as well have a good time with it. So, again, yes, thank you for coming in. Let's get to some more metal. I'm not going to give my normal great big speech about who I dedicated this song to. This one's going out to my grandpa. He's dead. But this song, we just played some G minor. We're going to move down to F minor here for this one. And I almost inevitably screw up the intro when I play this song live. I practiced it a few times last night and this morning, so maybe there'll be a chance that I'll do just a touch better. I do want to turn my lead guitar up just a bit. So let's take this from 15 to 14.5. Just feel like that, at least on my end, needs a little more oomph to it. And that might oomph us into the correct placement of guitar stuff. So let's see how I do on the intro riff. It's very appropriate considering the name. This piece is called Frantic Whispers. That one worked out okay. I think that was one of my better performances of Fermentic Whispers. Water good. I love water. It's like one of my favorite things. Usually, one of the first things I do when I wake up is just drink water. And there's something about the feeling of water. I usually drink my water hot. I'm kind of weird that way. Free Willy! Thank you, Willy. Looks like Willy actually costs $10, but Free Willy! Anyway, I like my water hot, and I get up and I take this drink of water and I just feel it running down my esophagus, and it is like one of the most amazing sensations of all frickin' time. It is, that is one of the true joys in life. Just that first drink of water of the day. Oh, it's so good. It makes me want more water. I love water. Some people think it's interesting that with Sarah and I living here, I do almost all the dishes. She almost never does the dishes. It's not because she's a slob or anything. She's a clean person. But ever since I was a little kid, I always enjoyed doing dishes because I was playing in the water. So to me, doing dishes really isn't like a household chore. It's just playing in water. This is me. I love water. I love being in water. I love drinking water. I take showers like 3 times a day. I'm a clean guy. Okay. We're going to slow it down. Well, this is kind of a slowing down. It's a change. We're going to change pace a little bit with this song. It's got a very different feel than what we just came out of. But it's really not a slow piece. It's 133 beats a minute. So we got some kind of different texturing. Might be. Okay. Well, we found out that Doc did in fact drop his pants while dropping in. See, this is where I'm really glad that you guys don't have cameras for my stream. Because this is acceptable speech in text, in the chat. But this would not be acceptable behavior on my live stream. So, it's good that I'm the only one with cameras going. Well, all right. Well, Doc's feeling good. I don't know if he's going to leave those down when he goes to work. That's completely up to him. But I hope that you have a good time with it, whatever you choose to do. So let's see what our change of pace brings us. We're going to get a little A minor action. I think this kind of goes back and forth between A minor and E Phrygian, if I recall correctly, which are relative modulations, meaning they're actually the same notes. We kind of change tonal center in places. But it's been a while since I played this, so I'm not going to say that. You know what? Let's see what happens. This piece is called Wild Rose. like my own music. That's something that I think I've talked about this before on stream. I think it's a good idea to be a fan of your own work. There's kind of a theme in life that you're not, we don't want people to be arrogant. And there's this kind of mix up between actually being proud of what you do and arrogance. And there's a line there that you don't want to cross, but I think that people should be fans of their own work. So if you're an author, a poet, if you draw, if you paint, if you write music, if you make films, whatever it is you do, if you sculpt, whatever your creative output is, you should be proud of it. You should be a fan of your own work. And that's when I create my works, I set out to create works that I would like to consume. So if I make a video, if I make a song, if I make an album, if I make a drawing, it's something that I hopefully will like. That's kind of my goal. And this album particularly, very fun to play. Yeah, looking forward to playing Hard 6 now. I got to get that one. Yeah, that one. As I'm playing this, I'm like, some of these songs really need some work on the front lights. I got my front lights off a lot on this, so I am gonna have to go back in and work on the front. That'd be a real easy, quick change to make. Certainly not something I'm gonna do while in the middle of a stream. I'm sure we'll get through it just fine. All right. So this one thing about this album, and I've done this on several albums. I've talked many times about how one of the reasons that I do a lot of different keys is because rock and metal music are so often played in just the same keys, and so you kind of think the same way. And it's nice to move yourself around the fretboard in different ways, and you get to different places. So on this one, I think I've only got like 2 songs that are in E minor, which is pretty much the most common position to play in. So yeah, we had the closest we got so far was Wild Rose there with the A minor, E Phrygian thing. I pretty much just did A minor all the way through, was kind of how I looked at it. But this one kind of has a kind of cool. It's kind of a C Dorian thing going on. C Dorian F minor thing. So yeah, keeping away from the normality. This is a bit of a slower, kind of a medium-paced piece. Good feel, fun to play. I like it, but I think I've established that. This is called Until We Collapse. always surprises me how short that song is. And you'd think that I would know how short the song is because I, did that thing where I wrote it. But I'm always surprised at how short that one is. Xena Queen, happy Friday riffing right back at you. Thanks for coming in. Always a pleasure to see you here at the Mad Poet Society. I'm starting to sweat. That means I should probably start ramping it up, which will be easy to do on this next piece, the Crimson Kiss, because this one is a little more of a pick-me-up kind of a song. This is the first time on song number 5. And we're finally getting to our standard heavy metal E minor riffage on this fine Friday. Friday riffs. Loving it. Totally loving it. If anyone's just coming in, I'm the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Today we are playing my 62nd album. This is called Spider. Because that's what I wanted to call it. One of the... really one of the big things, I've said this in many shows, one of the challenges of putting out over 60 albums is coming up with over 600 song and album titles. So when people are like, gosh, what is this Crimson Kiss? Wow, I wonder what was going through. Is it nothing? My song titles are meaningless. There are a few very minor exceptions, and the main exception hasn't ever been released. It's a song called Standing at the Airport Waiting on a Train, which will be on my blues album. We'll see what happens with that as time goes by. But this one's just Crimson Kiss. It means literally nothing, so let's play it. Another meaningless song by the Mad Poet, the Crimson Kiss. Yes. Yes, indeed. All right. I don't know what to say. I actually do know what to say because there comes a time in shows we arrive at a place where we all wish to be. And we are arriving at that place now because, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. And without further ado, this is the G sharp minor portion. This song is called Where Have You Been? Stephen Paris and Wooden Tank, welcome to the chat. Thanks for stopping in. You got here just in time for the G-sharp minor portion of the show. Have I been eating portamento mushrooms? So tasty. No, I have not. In fact, as of late, I have been concentrating on getting my nutrition by feasting upon the ritualistic feasting upon souls of innocent woodland creatures. So, you know, little slightly different, but you got to get your nutrition somewhere, right? You got to get the nutrients going. So that's what I've been up to. How about you? I hope you're enjoying your mushrooms. It just makes you a sick, disgusting person that you like mushrooms. But, you know, hey, to each his or her or their own. This is how we do things here at the Mad Poet Society. But yes, thank you all for coming in. For those who may not know, I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Today we are playing my 62nd album. It is titled Spider. And on some of my albums, I will also have a song of the same title. So, for example, on my album, I can't even think of one now. Oh, on my album, The Patron Saint of Murderers, there's a song called The Patron Saint of Murderers. This is sometimes known as the title track of an album. I know, it's crazy how this works. I don't exactly have that on this album. The album is called Spider, and I don't have a song called Spider, but I have a song that references a spider, and that's this next song. Get into some A minor action on this. This may be the greatest song title in the history of songs and the history of titles. It's a nice upbeat little number. This song is called A Spider, an Octopus, Two Horses, and Other Things with 8 Legs. a spider, an octopus, two horses, and other things with 8 legs. The greatest song title of all time in any genre of music, in any genre of titling. It's just amazing. Oh, I'm kind of losing myself here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, I want to get those programs back in the right order. All right. I'm going to say something. I don't remember what it was now. I'm sure it was extremely important. Extremely important. But you know what I haven't done for a couple of shows? I haven't read any poetry. Let's read a poem. Let's pull up our poetry folder here, if I can find it. Odd. That's the name of the folder. And where's the thing I'm looking for? There we are. All right. I'm gonna read. So this was originally written in Drow. Drow is the language of the fictional language of the fictional race, the underground elves, or the Drow. So I'm not going to read it in the original Drow. Maybe one time I will. So I'm just going to read the English translation. Sleep. Sleep within the storm. Open your mind to the years of hatred and anger. Fill the open void within with pain. There is no hope. There are no dreams. There is only destiny, only wrath. You cannot escape now that darkness binds us. Consuming our souls, you sit, while time screams silent verses and curses. As tears fall from the sky, open your eyes and open your mind. Wake from your sleep. I think I might try setting up a mic to actually speak some of these while I'm doing my songs. Haven't got to where I'm willing to sing during a song yet, but maybe this could be a thing. We shall see. And that's because the name of this next song just really doesn't fit with my life at all. And it just shows how little my song titles actually mean. Because this is not how I am. I do not have unchangeable destinations. unchangeable destinations. Something none of us really should have in life. Allow your destinations to change because life changes. The mad poet waxes philosophical and sweats a whole bunch, apparently. That's okay, I'm gonna go for a run when I get done. I'm probably gonna grab a little bite to eat and go for a run, so I'm gonna get even more sweaty. I usually run about 4 to 6 miles a day. We were out in the field for the last week and a half or so I haven't been doing as much on the running end, so kind of getting back into groove. Ran about 4.25, probably last night 4.5. Nice little run. It's great running out here. We're in the desert out in eastern Washington. Get a little ways out of town. It's just desert fields as far as the eye can see. I mean, take a run at sunset. Amazing. Brilliant. I love living in the desert. I was talking about that, I think last week. We'd been out in the field. We've been hunting. And we didn't get anything because we're not very good hunters. We're very conscientious hunters. We did get hit by a deer. A deer rammed itself into our car. We were trying very diligently to avoid it. And we named her Lois. She just jammed her whole body right into the side of Sarah's truck. It was great. Deer are so stupid. They're just, if you want to see just the dumbest animals of all time, like some animals are really smart. You have dogs and pigs. They're known for being quite intelligent animals. Monkeys and cats and dolphins are very nice. And mule deer are about the stupidest animal you can ever observe. They're adorable. Man, they are dumb. So, anyway, we're out there, and I'll tell you, if you ever get a chance to just stand in the desert and watch a moonrise, do it. It is absolutely worth your time. It's brilliant. Deserts in the winter also, Zena, are stunning. There is some, a lot of people, when we moved to Eastern Washington, like, oh, why would you want to move out there in the desert? Everything's just dead. It's like, no, you can get out in the desert, man. There's so much stuff going on out there. And desert winters, that's stunning. That is some stunning stuff. Anyway, we're moving in on the last couple songs of the show here. I've been seriously considering bumping up the length of my shows. That's something that we may be seeing some longer shows in the future. I don't feel like there's really quite enough chance for participation in these shorter shows. I'm playing for an hour, hour and a quarter typically, so I might start doing 2 albums per show. We'll see. I'm not going to make any guarantees yet, but sometimes I feel like these are a bit short. But for this show, we are moving in on the end. We're going to get a little B-flat minor land here. I love B-flat minor because you have to be very cautious about using your open strings. They're not in key. So if you're going to play in key, you don't get any open strings. And that's something, as a guitar player, it's always really nice to have those open strings to kind of fall back on. That's one of the appeals of keys like A minor, E minor, even B minor that have all of the open strings available. You kind of got a safety net there. You get into B flat minor, safety net is gone, baby. We're just trapeze artists with no net, except my legs don't get broken. I just get a bad note, so it's really not like that at all. All right, trapeze artist, something I'm going to go ahead and not be doing today. What I am going to do is I'm going to play our next song in B flat minor. This is called The Theory and Practice of Mayhem. Yes, Darth Bizzle. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated at all times. You are my official 100th follower on Twitch. I know it says 101, but I actually have a test account in there, and I'm kicking stuff around. So you're actually my official 100th follower. Thank you very much for being here, and thanks for the compliments. Yeah, I have. If you were to see videos of my older shows, when I started out, I had 4 lights sitting in the back of the room, and I was actually facing the other way in the room. I had like 2 lights in front, and my front lights today are actually. I'm spending a lot of time in the dark. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I will be looking into that for the evening show and seeing if I can rectify that scenario. But there should be a lot more front light. But you know, I'm not the prettiest guy around, so it's okay if you don't always see my face. But nonetheless, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. Thanks for being part of the Mad Poet Society. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Today we're playing my 62nd album. This album is titled Spider. And we are moving in toward the end of the show here. That was the 9th song of 10. It's called The Theory and Practice of Mayhem. It was in B flat minor. So we've got one more song here for the show today. I will be back doing another show. I do 2 shows every Friday at noon and 8 p.m. in the Pacific time zone. Of course, adjust for your own geographic time zone as necessary if you are so inclined. All right. What do we got here? Something we've all probably done at some point. This last song, fun upbeat little number. Got some E Phrygian going on. I'll be doing on the guitar, about 135 beats a minute. This is our last song of the day. I'll see you on the other side. This is called Screaming in Your Sleep. And that is the Mad Poet Show for the day. Thank you all so very much for coming in. I had a great time here. These are always just super fun. There's something I actually meant to check earlier, and I did not because I'm kind of a dork. So let me just check that now. I stream to 11 different websites, and I can only see 6 of them in the chat that's inherent to the system. So I actually bought all those sites, so no one's even on them, so it doesn't matter. At least not that I can tell. But nonetheless, everyone who came in, thank you very much. New followers, thank you for following. New viewers, thank you for viewing. Tippers, of course, thank you very much. Always greatly appreciated. I will be back tonight at 8 o'clock Pacific time doing the exact same show, wearing an entirely different purple shirt, because that is what I do. So until then, enjoy yourself. I need to eat. You guys need to do what you do. We're going to do our thing, and we will congregate again later.